Welcome back to the shipyard. Today we have Chronological Chaos filmed at Game Castle. You will note this is back on October 14th. Sorry, hiatus, yada, yada, yada. We've got John. He is on the left, Todd on the right. John is running a very interesting fleet. Scout 608, Picard 8, hate Picard, Sakonna, Goval, improved deflector screens, mag charges, aft particle beam, that's just fodder. A Prometheus class generic, Mr. Spock, Maxwell Forrest, dorsal phaser array, and then Voyager, Kirk, Federation Helmsman, Pavel. Good movement there. Todd, double Intrepid, one of them Voyager, one Intrepid. On Voyager, you've got skill 6 Picard, Stargazer Picard, that's the bonus movement. Romulan pilot, Goval, Beverly Crusher, Lee Nollis. Yes, that is 4 uses of Romulan pilot. That is a ridiculous number of bonus movements. On the Intrepid class, Indy Chakotay. Yeah, we'll get to him. Incha, Romulan pilot, Pavel Chekov, David Marcus. David Marcus is another use of Incha. Then he's got an Apnex with Madred here in as an admiral just to come in from Madred. Incha again, Jen Cisco, Janice Rand, Transwarp Drive. Todd uses Jen Cisco on John's Voyager to disable Chekov and I believe Federation Helmsman at first. It might have been Yar. I don't actually recall, and video picks things up. So you can see here Todd does a 6 straight with Voyager heading straight for that center objective. The next one they're heading for is the blue die. I know that's kind of hard to see. And then the white die on the left of the screen, that's 3. And then the blue-purple die is number 4. I do not have great video editing to identify all of that. So Todd has done a 6 straight with Voyager. He is now Romulan piloted, and now he is using his action to Stargazer Picard, and in 1 round he is through the first objective with plenty of room for other ships to go through. He is also very neatly positioned for the next round.
Okay, that's him.
That is scary good.
So Chakotay does 6 straight.
The advantage Todd has here is he has super low skill too. This is skill 6 captains. Chakotay is doing a 6 straight, and this is really just a matter of what's he going to do next. He's now using Incha to do another straight 6. Yeah, normally we don't see this kind of movement unless you are doing Picard maneuver, but this is just insane maneuverability. Incha was the MVP of this tournament for Todd. I know we're going to get more into that as things go, and I don't want to just spoil everything, but Incha to get a bonus maneuver dial maneuver on Voyager, which is meant for one thing, which is go fast, it's a huge difference. Todd did win initiative, so they both have 7s, so that'll bounce back and forth. But that does mean that the Apnex is going to go before Mr. Spock in this case. Not too much of a deal, but it does allow Madred to get a shot off here. He is doing a 6 straight because of Transwarp Drive. Do a 4 into a 6. Now, Janice Rand to get Incha for free. It's ridiculous. I tell you.
It's going to be another 4 straight?
Absolutely ridiculous.
Transwarp twice, right?
Now, Transwarp is a once per round effect, so Todd is limited there. The slight hindrance.
Has to be
it's got to be a little intimidating for John at this point. to see two of Todd's ships through the first objective. One of them not even heading for the objective whatsoever, deliberately overshooting and heading straight for his fleet. And he hasn't even moved. He hasn't revealed a dial. You got to be thinking you're behind the 8-ball at this point. And it's like, oh, come on. Not to mention the prestige, the air that comes with facing Todd around Fremont, at least. You know you're getting a tough match. So Madrid went after Spock because the skills were equal. John got the roll, and he could actually roll. Unlike me, I always fail my battle stations rolls. So good on you, John, for getting a roll there. Prometheus bumping into the Apnix there. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate timing there, because that prevents Forrest from performing an action on the Prometheus. Still has an action, still can be used as an action for by another ship, so we may see that come into play, but everybody else has actions they want, except maybe the 608 to get their bonus maneuver. Voyager has Federation Helmsman, which is basically Forrest for an Ox, but with Chekov you instantly clear it. Yeah, it's ridiculously good that way.
Is that going to be a 3-bank?
Lock on the Apnix?
Yeah, I got you. I was like, I know what's going on.
Yeah, there's a clear way this works.
So we see here kind of your standard opens here.
That was my Forrest.
Now John deliberately holds 608 back because he wants to get shots in on the science vessel.
It didn't hit, and I think it's gonna die.
As you heard Todd say there, he took his shot with the science vessel. It didn't hit. Now it's gonna die.
I just want to check to see.
And they do a little bit of maneuver check, range check there. I save you that with some editing. That's why it's a little choppy there. But
if you want to shoot,
it was all about Voyager needing 360 or not. But it turns out to be completely irrelevant here.
Apnix has 2 defense dice.
Because
what are you going to have? 4 attack dice.
Because John's going to use Meg charges.
Oh yeah, you'd have 3 as opposed to what 4 primary.
With the Apnix having 2 natural defense dice, probably a better call just to say, you know what, I don't want to deal with the defense dice. I just want to do the damage I'm going to do. And when you're getting a crit conversion, you get through your 2 shields. If you get 3 hits, you're doing a crit to the hull. And John just rolled amazingly. 2 hits into a crit, and the crit's direct hit. And that's how you one-shot a science vessel.
Okay, well, give Madrid
he has the 1 try, and if he doesn't make it, he's probably going to end up dead.
Todd ahead in the race, which matters more. John up on points if it comes to that.
I'm firing at your Prometheus.
So put 38 points in John's column, but Todd has 20 on the race. Or maybe 10. He's got 2 mission tokens. So here goes Todd with more of his movement shenanigans, getting into stage 2 with just a 3 straight. And now I believe we're going to see a Picard maneuver? Or not a Picard maneuver, a Stargazer Picard move.
I'm going to Picard.
And there it is.
Maneuver.
Using the card board? I'll never mix up my templates because I have blue, so me and...
Do they let people use these at Worlds? No.
Actually, you know what? Some people did. Okay. If your opponent protests...
Yeah, so he pulls off a 2-turn, Voyager not having a 1-turn. But the 2-turn's certainly a good move there.
Yep.
Is that what I want to do?
This is all about how do you make Voyager do more of a maneuver? How do you make it more maneuverable? How do you get it from where it is all the way on screen right, basically clear across the board to the asteroid field sitting on almost screen left? Voyager will clear that distance in a heartbeat. You know, it's a 6 straight, maybe another 6 straight. It's 2 moves. Pretty easy to do.
It's doing it too hard.
But it's got to get lined up. So that takes a little bit of time. Todd elects not to Romulan pilot. He would have had all the time in the world to do it, but he didn't. His Intrepid class pulling it too hard, getting a perfect lineup on the next objective token. And that one is poised for a Romulan pilot.
Emergency power.
I'll discard Romulan pilot, but instead of Romulan pilot, I will get rid of David Marcus.
And there's the David Marcus use instead of Romulan pilot. So he is set up.
Scan token. Going to be a 3 straight.
He's calling for the 3 straight. And we will have 2 ships into Area 2 after round 2. It's worth noting, the 608 potentially could get there, but it's got a huge contention with the
not get it
bumps.
until you,
I think it's right. You don't.
If John were able to pull like a 3 straight, or sorry, 3 spin, so that he's then facing the right way, and then another like 2 straight, and get a bonus movement.
then he's got his regular action.
Pick up Forrest. That would be about it. The problem there is that then he's facing the complete wrong way for 3.
Yeah, I will
It's kind of the price you pay.
So I take an Ox token to do another maneuver on my dial with a speed of 3 or less. So it's going to be a 2-way turn.
And now here Todd's pulling Chakotay's action to do a 2 turn. Which he has Chekov on there. So I believe the timing is that would instantly remove the Ox power, but I'm not 100% on
Do me a
that.
favor and just grab the 2 and I'll hold the ship. Oh, you could hold that too.
We're in the same universe.
No, the Ox power gets placed after you perform the maneuver, which does not work with Chekov. Chekov would remove it if it was like Federation Helmsman, which places the Ox power, then you perform the maneuver. Yeah. All right. So here is John's Prometheus class going through the first.
I was like, okay, so that does that.
And with a Forrest turn, he'll be right in position to go through the second. Taking a little different route, but he could make it. The way I see John coming through, if I'm him, is pulling a hard turn. Oh.
How many minutes?
Oh, the scout. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I can execute the spin.
Oh, there's a bump. That's going to mess everything up, because then that's no actions. John's going to take the ship off the stand just to make it fit. Yeah, the Prometheus probably needed to turn there, get lined up. Losing the action on the 608 hurts everything, and it lines you up short.
Wow.
Alright.
Oh,
Well, I guess they're spinning the whole time.
That's what we did.
yeah, that. That hurts. I know I'm saying that, but it takes a bad position that John's in, and it makes it worse. He does use the 608's ability to do another 3 straight, I believe. Yeah. So next round he'll have to do a 1 spin, and then
Am I though?
another straight. That'll get him through the second.
Okay.
But then
I don't
he's
get actions though, 'cause I bumped.
not lined up
Right.
at all.
Right.
So that does. Okay.
Yeah, it was like Forrest in there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
You ready to start punching?
I
No,
think
I'll go
the-
right through.
the
yeah. John
way
Richards
out
can do
for
his
John is
to
to
go forward.
Maneuver before you
Guess
place
there.
it.
Yeah, I know.
have the Prometheus make a turn, sacrifice itself,
What have you got?
sacrifice its action to give the cube a 1 turn,
Yeah, we're going forward.
There's no point.
a 1 right turn towards the
So as
objective.
my action, I'm gonna.
That would give John a shot here.
Okay. So again, we're in the wrong time zones, right?
Yeah.
And so they're in completely wrong areas of space, no shots,
Sixes.
so we are
I will
moving
start
on.
with Picard.
We are. We could
So
totally.
he's doing a hard 2.
I would rather you didn't. I'm gonna data node one of those dice away.
I will shoot, and this time I'll actually do it for nice to you.
Yeah, you will.
So yeah, Todd is performing a bank,
Cancel the
a
crit.
3 bank,
I lose a shield.
I will Picard maneuver. The shield should
and
have come
then
back.
using
And
Stargazer
now they're gonna
Picard's
get
action
disabled.
to do a, I would think 6 straight here.
To do a 6.
Yep, there it is. There's 6 straight.
Not Picard maneuver, Picard
Yeah.
action.
What up, haters?
Yeah.
Oh, look at
That's
that. One got 1 damage. Like that's just the thing.
Picard. That's Picard. Yeah, Todd
No one's taking
extending his lead here.
Let's
We're just
see.
completely
It's-
ignoring.
Okay.
Boy, that's the moment you start going.
I've got to set
Uh,
dials.
It's impressive to watch.
3 more uses of it, essentially.
I've got to figure
Yeah.
out what to do with my cube.
And Todd still has 3 uses left of Romulan Pilot on Voyager.
I think my cube is like locked out of sync with that one.
It's
So I've gotta do
it's scary.
some weird maneuvers to
I'm going to do Wrong Pilot again, but I'm going to pitch Bev Crusher instead.
So there's Rom Pilot instead of Bev Crusher instead. So he's still got Legnalis. He's still got
Okay.
Oh.
That's my dial for realsies.
the actual use of Romulan
I'll
Pilot.
do a 3 again.
So that's
3 straight.
2 more. Yeah. It's.
I know, if you overshoot something.
I don't want to sigh and say that it's broken, but it was a little broken.
Yeah.
After you bump the
Okay, that's him, and then this guy.
Okay. Chakotay.
Chakotay is also doing a hard 2, so with Chekov, that goes away.
Yeah. So here's
I don't think we're gonna be in it, right?
just the Intrepid, Chakotay's Intrepid class. Pulling a hard 2.
Dial. Oh wait! I had an evade token. I don't lose the shield.
Probably doing a Romulan Pilot move. Probably doing a Chekov move.
Yeah.
It is. He wants to keep his 2 Intrepids together.
My dials are set.
Alright. 2 more on this one, 1 more on this one. I'm going to use this guy now, the last one,
I'm
on
actually
Chakotay.
super appreciative.
to
We
do
got
the
a very
3.
black mat, because
The other reason for Todd to make the move is to potentially stay out of firing range. When John gets the cube through the objective token, the second objective token, Todd knows he's still in that second area. It's impossible for him to get into the third. Meg charges have range 3.
Greater than 3.
It's really tough to kill an Intrepid in 1 shot. In fact, it's impossible. But it doesn't hurt to be out of range and make life difficult on your opponent. So yeah, that's the final position. That's a Romulan Pilot and a Chekov move. John's Prometheus comes in, pulling a 2-turn. That Prometheus will definitely need to take another hard turn and come at the 3, basically from the other side of the galaxy. Basically needs to do an arc around between, say, where John's Intrepid is and Q-Bar and the 4th objective, go through there, and then swing back around. The best thing I can see at this point is for the Prometheus to be in a position to block Todd. I don't know that it will. I don't know that it can. But that's probably the one thing that slows Todd down, is a little bit of blocking, a little bit of bumping, and it gives John a tiny bit of hope. Okay, so here's the Intrepid moving first. Voyager moving first. The cube's been marked. Hasn't moved yet.
Too big with geodesic course.
So Voyager is now through into the second universe.
Which one just moved? The cube?
Facing the completely wrong way, and if it wasn't for a whole bunch of alternate movement possibilities, that would be almost a death position for Voyager, but Federation Helmsman gets you out of this really, really easily. You put an ox down, you do a one bank, Chekov instantly removes said ox. Come on, John. Chekov instantly removes said ox. Oh well. Doesn't really matter. Just a matter of breaking the combo. Alright, so there's the board. There's Scout spinning. Spinning. There we go. There's the spin. Alright. Now it's positioned. Now it's 608. Throws away something. I don't know. Sakonna, Aft Particle Beam. Doesn't really matter. I think one of them got ditched at one point. Another time. Goval's probably been discarded too. He does a one straight. Oh, a one spin. A one spin. Sorry. That's important. He's now facing towards camera. So now he can make a run for it. Very slow run, but a run nonetheless.
Yeah. And then this guy. No, wait, did my Picard go? My Picard goes after you.
And the measurement, and he is range 3 plus H. And by H, I mean just a little teeny tiny bit. Yeah. That is the difference there. That difference, the bump 2 rounds ago. Between the cube and John's own Prometheus. That is the difference between making that objective, making that shot, and not making that shot. Though Todd does point out, at least that's the Intrepid that has shields. The one that's been using Stargazer Picard is the one very close to objective 3.
I will start with Voyager. 3 hard turn.
Alright, so Todd's pulling a 3 hard turn with his Voyager. That's the close ship. We're going to see. This is tight. But objective tokens are big enough that is good. That is good. That is through. If Todd had overshot there, Voyager's not making it to the end.
I will Picard to do another move, which will be a 3
And
bank.
this is Picard maneuver. It's not Picard maneuver. It's Stargazer Picard. It's Picard's action. I'm gonna keep messing that up. I'm sorry. This is a 3 bank. This is lined up for home.
Hey, I block it all. Boom, 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 boom.
And wow, Romulan pilot might get him home.
I feel like we've been here before.
I will do the Romulan pilot again, but I'll do the Analyst instead.
Todd might be served by waiting.
Red green will be green straight.
I was not prepared for this.
Though I'm not sure. What else does he have? He just has that.
It was exactly that, Dave. You got
Yeah,
it.
I think. Okay, it comes up short. He waits, but Todd is definitely finishing this next round. It is.
6
Yeah.
straight.
This race is over next round. Todd's Intrepid does a 6 straight, and boy, that is positioned beautifully. Oof.
I was like,
That's just right there.
something to be said for like.
If you don't mind, if you do me a 2 hard turn, because I'm going to Chakotay.
And now here is Chakotay making a 2 hard turn. this is just clinical precision
And Picard gets a third
at this
mission,
point.
as does Chekov.
That's the best thing I can describe from
Okay.
Todd.
For my guys.
It is clinical precision.
This is a 3-yard turn. Can you mark a cube for me there?
Oh, yeah. Sure. What side do you think it was? Probably this side?
All right, now we've got a little funkiness here. John pulls a 3-hard turn with Prometheus.
That's Kirk's action, right?
Right, yeah, that's the Kirk action.
Through the objective now.
There's that.
John's getting
shit.
points.
Token.
Want me to get you?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, wherever you want to put him. I think he was on the other side. Wasn't he on the thing, or was he...
No, he was right. Oh, yeah, you're
I
right.
think
He was on the thing.
Yeah, feel free to correct him, because I know I
Yeah.
completely moved in.
But I will. Just for you.
And then
Yeah, I think it's way too late for the Prometheus to be a blocker. Todd moving early and moving with both
For the cube.
has been
Oh, no, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you still... Oh, yeah, that's right. You placed the cube back.
crazy.
Complete action. That's what I meant to do.
Forrest action.
One bank, because that would get me the furthest.
Yeah, John remembers the Forrest action. John, you've been forgetting for so long.
Okay. Cube.
Join us.
Or at least it's felt like it. You probably haven't.
When no, I'm not gonna spend my last.
There we go.
I'm holding on to it.
All right, the cube does 3 straight. What else can it do? It's got a Sakonna into another 3 straight.
Deflectors.
Or not Sakonna, it's got an ability into another 3 straight.
Actually, 3 spin. No, there's 3
You're just gonna action.
Not for spin yet.
Yeah, next round it's gonna spin and hope to make the 3rd. I don't think it will. The Prometheus has a shot with a 6 straight, but I feel like even that's gonna overgo. Voyager is lost in a corner.
No, because you're gonna leave my
You
universe.
can do another 1 bank
Scan.
on
Yep.
that.
Yep.
I regenerate 0 shields. Got him.
Okay, cool. Who's next?
Skill 5.
5, yeah. So, Chipotle.
All right, so there's a little bit of setup here for next round for John. He's got 3 ships heading for that 3rd objective. Maybe. Maybe.
That's almost
Alright, you
not
good, sir?
true. I've dealt all
Alright.
the shields off of his Intrepid.
Doing me a 1 bank?
All right, so Todd now heading for the finish line, and
This should be the one.
goal.
And then we'll...
3.
All right, so now he does have to continue past the finish line because he needs
Type 2.
another ship of his to get to that finish line. It's all about points at this juncture.
Next turn.
So he's Picard maneuvering perhaps into a bump.
No, 2.
We shall see. John has resigned himself. He took out his phone. No, you get a text or something and you know this game's over. Your dials are set. It doesn't really matter. It's an OP. That's the advantage of friendly play.
Picard.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just for kicks. I'll do another 3 straight.
Yeah, John knows that there's no way he can get to the end. Todd is just showing off the pure brilliance.
You can do a 4 straight from the side. That'll be a 3 straight.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And now make sure it's straight.
Oh,
Yeah, I do it from the back corner.
15
minutes
remaining.
And there is the 15-minute remaining call from Robert.
Go up to the front like that, or is it up to
Yeah,
the
so I guess a 5 straight would have been better. Yeah,
Would've been
go up
the
to
way
the front. Yeah,
Okay,
to make it perfect.
close enough, yeah. Alright, so that's his dealio.
Yeah, Todd almost went back through the 1. That's how crazy that fleet was.
Yeah, towards the edge and then right off, right?
Oh, awesome. Thanks, man.
And then he'll,
I think if he does that,
take
he
him another 3
resets to the
straight.
start. He still gets the same points, but yeah, I'm kind of out of things to say other than yay Todd, go Todd. This fleet is
Get some
crazy.
ox. Alright, it's for you, sir.
I'm not entirely sure how this loses, but I'm sure there are ways.
We're gonna do the Raptor first because it's
Oh, that's the Prometheus.
I know.
it's around here.
Okay, Prometheus doing a 6 straight. Go, John.
And I'll go ahead and Forrest, the one bank.
bank.
Okay, Forrest doing a one bank.
Well,
Yeah,
the
that's
game's
gonna
gonna end this round, so I'll just be
Oh,
safe.
hi.
Yep.
Surprise!
That way.
And there's the one bank through.
Is that how that works?
And that is at least another mission token for John. Points.
Can we bump in different dimensions?
It matters.
And still get actions?
Yeah, yeah.
There were 7 of us at the tournament, so with the loss, you're not playing for first, but you're playing for second, third. It all can make a difference.
Get him out of the way. So that's, whoops, I should review that.
Now, the bad thing about that is the objective's basically been shut off,
It's a little too far,
but
Disable
there's
wiggle.
at least
Go back.
one ship got through, and
But
you're way too far away
sensor
to be
echo
able to
through
make
There
it.
we go.
discard mana charges.
You know it's bad when you gotta use mag charges as your last discard for another movement with the 608.
Does there have to be a white or green maneuver there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then
Voyager?
Voyager's doing a whole
So Voyager with the last move doing a 6 straight and nowhere close to the objective.
No.
Might as well just do another one bang.
Why not? Get a little closer.
And I mean that's a lot of good setup for another
Now
round.
it's the end of the round, and I got both, but yeah, as long as one's in there.
Not to be realized. So, final score. Todd has 80. John has 108. That is the difference in destroying a ship. But, yeah, winning the race. That's what matters. So, yeah, Todd, with his clinical precision, wins and moves on. John moves down to the loser bracket. You saw John play on camera on the Facebook page. Be sure to tune in to the Facebook page. I do live stream that. I always record what we call our top table. Typically winner match. Round 1 is kind of random. After that, we typically put the top matches there. Always the championship match. But yeah, live stream, we typically make that the more fun match. So yeah, back with commentary, back doing shipyard videos. I hope you guys enjoy, and until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.